Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? It is a Friday, TGIF. Hey, we're on late. That's like the first one this week. How good is that? We didn't have to we didn't have to go on at 8:30 p.m. We're on late at night. It's nice to be back late at night for a bit. Um, we're still having issues with the StreamYard. I sat here. That's why we're late by about 4 or 5 minutes. Is because I had to sit there trying to switch between panels for 4 or 5 minutes until it clicked into mine. We've never had issues like these type of issues with StreamYard before. And ever since they did this update like 2 days ago, it's been really bad. So I hope whatever the freaking issues are, they fix it because it is ultra frustrating. Thought I'd never get here? Yeah, no, we will be here. I was waiting for Trish to finish. I was sitting here going, gee, she must have some great Halloween stories to tell you all. Texas Roadrunner, good to see you. Mama Mia, Rachel, Laura T, Sean. Love is a four-letter word. Hey, good to see you. Who else is here? Evil Alaska's here. Moonlight View. Did you all have a very good Halloween? I hope you did. I hope you did. I hope you did. I hope it was a good Halloween. Although I want to show you something. I want to show you something before we start and get into the rest of the true crime. Melbourne seems to not know how to do Halloween. They seem to be like we can't get along. People in scary masks, costumes and things like that. We should pull a gun on people and shoot people. Why? I don't know. It's very scary. Don't often see people walking around looking like ghosts and Halloween people and celebrities, from TV shows. So apparently last night there was a rave down here in Melbourne, and a man was shot dead. Why? I'm not sure, but apparently I'm going to blame it on Halloween. I'm going to blame it on Australians not knowing what Halloween is. So here you go. I'm gonna show it to you. Hey guys, how are you? Good to see you back down here in Melbourne on this Saturday afternoon. It's like 3 o'clock down here. It's actually pretty late in the day. Where did Saturday go? Does StreamYard help if you contact them? I have to ask Trish because it's under her name, so I have to get her to figure it out. Oh, she doesn't care. It doesn't bother her. It just automatically loads her branding and all that. But for mine's getting stuck for some reason. I'm not sure why. But when I log in, it looks like I'm her. It looks like with all her branding and all that, and I can't switch it. Before, when I would make a stream and jump in, it would just automatically have all my stuff. It knew it was me. No problems. Hey, this is Ping's channel with Ping Shows. Great. We'll use his branding and his intro and outro. But now it's just stuck on her one. So it's very annoying. All right, let me show you about what happened at Halloween down here. They're saying a man has been shot dead after a Halloween rave erupted into a violent brawl. They say the unidentified man was found by members of the public at Langford Street in North Melbourne about 3:15 a.m. on Saturday morning. And he died at the scene, according to reports. And here's some photos from the scene. Here I see two gentlemen obviously having some sort of disagreement. You see fisticuffs have been raised, and he's got his boxing footwork going here. And this guy is like, please don't hit me too hard in the face because it hurt last time. That's the stance that he has. And then you have Bring It On in the background. We have Bring It On. We have the Clovers here, or the Toros, or whatever ones they are. No, it's the Clovers, right? They're the team from Compton. Yeah. So you have a girl dressed up like a clover here. You have another girl here dressed up in a different, maybe the other one. I can't remember. I haven't watched the movie in ages, but that is definitely a Bring It On costumes for you. And in the background here, you have multiple police. What are they doing? Not much. Standing around, watching people fight in the front of them, apparently, like it's some sort of game show. Apparently, that's what we do down here. We shoot people for dressing up in Halloween costumes, and we call the police, and then we make the police watch them. We make them watch them fight, just in case they pull another gun and try and shoot someone else. but we're not gonna stop them from fighting. We're just gonna let them fight. Very sad to hear that the guy died though. Under what circumstances? I don't know, but hey, there he is. He's pixelated. He died because of pixels, apparently. No, 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 he was shot. He was shot. It wasn't pixels. Um, yeah, so there you go. Crime scene, at the scene, and forensic people, detectives are all they're all very serious right now. They're all very like, oh, we have jobs to do. It's not Halloween anymore. We're not playing dress up. We're not dressing up as police. We didn't go to a Halloween party dressed up as detectives. We have real work to do now. This guy is not a Halloween guy dressed up as a forensic tech. These ones here in the background may not be real police officers. I'm not sure. But there you go. Here you go. There's another one. People huddled up. I don't know what they're up to. Some lady here looks like she ran out here in her pajamas. She's wearing tartan pajamas. Probably ran outside to see what all the yelling was about. Or she's dressed up as someone who's sleeping. I'm not sure. But they're saying here the police are asking anyone with relevant footage to come forward to police. At 8 a.m. on Saturday, Macaulay Road was closed between Boundary Road in North Melbourne and Stubb Street in Kensington in both directions, probably for the forensic stuff. There you go. Unfortunately, a man died in Melbourne last night. They say the man's body was covered by a large tarp on Saturday morning as forensic officers scoured the scene for evidence. Well, there's no evidence right here when they were fighting? Like, no, just they're looking for the evidence now, 12 hours later. Okay. And they say here, it's understood a massive fight broke out among partygoers before the man was shot, with a 7 News camera operator allegedly assaulted during the fight. So 7 News was there. They obviously witnessed what happened, and then they got beat up too. Yeah, Australians don't know how to do Halloween. Apparently, they just don't get it. Hey Nick, how are you? Good to see you. But I will show you. So I just showed you how Australians don't know how to do Halloween. I'm going to show you that Americans don't know how to do Halloween either. Hold on. So don't think that I left you out because I see everything. Ping sees the world. I see all the things that happen forever. Yeah, let me just pause that. 2 fatally shot and 7 injured in Orlando during Halloween celebrations. So it's not just us Australians who like to shoot people during Halloween. Apparently, it's people in Orlando as well. For the third year in a row. I'm not sure how many years in a row, but last year in Orlando, they shot someone or someone pulled a gun at a Halloween celebration. So not the first time for the city of Orlando. They're saying 2 people are dead and 7 others were injured after a shooting in downtown Orlando early Friday as thousands celebrated Halloween. Police arrested a 17-year-old on suspicion of carrying out the shooting. No motives have been established at the time, and the identities of those killed and injured have not been released. Police said the victims ranged in age from 18 to 39, and the 2 people who were killed were aged 19 and 25. Police said 6 of the injured were shot, and a 26-year-old woman had injuries from being trampled on as the crowd fled. As of 4:45 p.m., almost 12 hours later, 4 remained in hospital in stable condition and 3 had already been discharged, according to Orlando Regional Medical Center. They saying the Orlando Police Chief Eric Smith said shots were fired just after 1 a.m. at Central Boulevard and Orange Avenue, and more shots were fired nearby minutes later. Here you go. You can see people fleeing the area. Mr. Dan Yee, how are you? Good to see you. So I wanted to show you this because apparently neither of us know how to celebrate Halloween, and even in a country with no firearms, someone got shot. So apparently that's just the way it happens. Yeah, let's see what this is. Video. This video includes images and/or audio some viewers may find upsetting or disturbing. It's probably a footage of a dog eating an ice cream cone. That is very disturbing.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground right now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground right now! I saw him too! I saw him too! I saw him.
I don't know why, but this seems so familiar. Is this the footage from last year? Is that from last night or this? Video shows moments surrounding Orlando Halloween shooting. Okay. Oh, people just freaking out. And then there's that guy with the gun. And apparently, he would have been very easy to see. He had a red circle that was following him. He would have been extreme. Oh, he got in a fight with an officer. Officer punched him in the face. Oh, there you go. They got him pretty quickly. That red circle definitely helped those officers arrest him, made him very visible. There you go. Orlando also having issues with Halloween. You guys outdid us. We only had one person shot and killed. Apparently, you had 2 people,
On
and
September
7 others
30th.
were injured. So you win. I guess the nation of Halloween gets to have the title of most people shot on Halloween. There you go. I'm sorry. Hey guys, good to see you. All right, there's my Halloween update. Every year, happens every single year. I'm pretty sure if I Google Orlando Halloween shooting 2023, I'm going to find an article. Because I feel like we did this same story last year, and then we watched a thing about people being shot. Yeah, someone pulled a gun in the crowd. I can't find it, but hey, probably if you go back to the start of this channel, you'll find us talking about it last year. Everyone's talking about the one that happened yesterday or today. I can't find any links for one from a year ago. But I'm pretty sure that the same thing, almost the exact same thing happened. They were having a big party, big street party, and someone pulled a firearm and fired a couple of shots. I'm not sure if anyone died last year, but 2 people did die this time. Unfortunately, I feel like that's very sad. You know, as a society, we don't get many times to go out and have a bit of fun. And things like Easter or, long weekends, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, they're times for the community to come together and have a bit of fun with each other, right? Party, dress up, do whatever. And there's always some stupid person who goes, hey, you know what's a great idea? Let me bring a firearm to an event. Let me dress up as the guy from Scream and bring a firearm or like just a giant knife. People will think it's a prop and I'll probably be allowed in. I think we all got to learn that sometimes we can just leave the firearms at home. We don't need to have them everywhere. We don't need to. They're not, they're not a security blanket. You're not a baby. Don't need to bring them everywhere. They can live in a lockbox. They don't need you to hug them. They don't need that. All right, we got more stories for you. More stories, including we're going to talk about a man who was executed this evening. We seem to do a lot of execution stories, but it's been a busy year in America for executions. And apparently, South Carolina put to death inmate Richard Moore. He was pronounced dead at 6:24 p.m. And his backstory is really interesting. I was reading about it earlier today. I wasn't around. Well, I was actually. I was about to say I wasn't born at the time, but no, I was. It was 1999, and it was a fatal shooting of a convenience store clerk. But it's a weird story. Something about the clerk pulled a firearm on him, and this man Richard, He took the firearm off the clerk, turned the firearm around and shot and killed the convenience store worker. Now, some people think it was an act of self-defense. Some people reckon the clerk was already in an act of self-defense, and that his is actually murder because the clerk was just trying to defend him, like defend himself. So it's a bit of a weird situation, but he had a lot of people that wanted him to have his sentence commuted to life in prison. But unfortunately, that has not happened, and he has been executed, pronounced dead at 6:24 p.m. They're saying he was convicted of killing James Mahoney, the Spartanburg clerk, in September 1999 and sentenced to death 2 years later. They're saying afterwards, prison spokesperson Christy Shane read his last words at a news conference, and it said, "To the family of Mr. James Mahoney, or Honey, I am deeply sorry for the pain and sorrow I caused you all." And he says, "To my children and granddaughters, I love you and I'm so proud of you. Thank you for the joy you have brought me to my life. To all my family and friends, new and old, thank you for your love and support." His final meal was a steak cooked medium, fried catfish and shrimp, scalloped potatoes. That's one of my favorites. If Ping's ever on death row, I'm probably going to order scalloped potatoes because it's the best dish known to man. He also had green peas, broccoli with cheese. It almost it almost rhymes. Green peas, broccoli with cheese, sweet potato pie, German chocolate cake, and a grape juice. He chose a pretty good menu. That is some pretty good food. I don't know about the steak. I'm not much of a steak person. Ping doesn't really care for like slabs of meat. I mean, I like it. It's okay, but it's not my favorite thing in the world. Fried catfish and shrimp, that's pretty good. He had a pretty good last meal. Not like Texas. If you're in Texas on death row, you don't get a last meal. You just eat whatever everyone else is eating. They don't do a final meal. Some states do, others don't. And he was very well. I was going to say lucky, but I don't think luck is got anything to do with finding yourself on death row in a state where you get a last meal. They're saying here Moore went into the store unarmed, took a gun from the victim when it was pointed at him, and fatally shot him in the chest as the victim shot him with a second gun in the arm. So this was a very hectic scene. He went in there. Apparently, he was high on drugs, and was. I read that he was short on change or didn't have enough money to purchase whatever he wanted, and he was annoying the clerk, and kind of the clerk had had enough. Pulled a firearm on him and was trying to get him to leave, and yeah, he took the gun off the clerk, turned around. The clerk pulled another gun, a secondary gun, and I think just before he could fire it, or just after the clerk fired it, he shot and killed him with the clerk's own weapon. So pretty chaotic death scene where you have two people two people who have fired a weapon, but both weapons belong to the victim. It's an interesting setup. They also said here, Moore's lawyers asked Republican Governor Henry McMaster to reduce his sentence to life in prison without parole because he had a spotless record in prison and willingness to be a mentor to other inmates. They also said it would be unjust to execute someone for what could be considered self-defense, and unfair that Moore, who was black, was the only inmate on the state's death row convicted by a jury without any African Americans. Yeah, that has some problems. That is very interesting. Almost seems very racist, but it's hard to know whether that was a random thing or it was a intentional setup by the court. They're saying here, but McMaster refused to grant clemency in a letter. He did not give a reason why, but said he reviewed all items submitted by Moore's lawyers and spoke to the victim's family. So the victim's family said no, in other words. No, wait, actually, sorry, that's wrong. Did I read here that the victim's family said it was okay? Sorry, guys, I almost made a joke and I was like, wait, no, hang on. Okay, maybe that's not true. Don't listen to Ping. They said here, that McMaster refused to grant clemency. They say he reviewed all items submitted to him through Moore's lawyers and spoke to the victim's family. They said no South Carolina governor has reduced a death sentence, and 45 executions have been carried out in the state since the U.S. Supreme Court allowed states to restart them nearly 50 years ago. That's almost one every year for the last 50 years. And I know they've had some large gaps in time where they haven't done any. So multiple years have had, more than one. They said, unlike in previous executions, the curtain to the death chamber was open when media witnesses arrived. Moore's last words had already been read by Lindsey Vann, his lawyer of the last 10 years. Here's a view of the room. There's a witness area. You can see through there into the hospital gurney. Pretty brutal. You see some people here who are like, save Richard Moore. He, unfortunately, not. They're saying here Moore had his eyes closed and his head was pointed towards the ceiling. A prison employee announced the execution could begin at 6:01 p.m. He took several deep breaths that sounded like snores over the next minute, then took some shallow breaths until about 6:04 when his breathing stopped. That is, the typical death rattling type snoring. They say when his breathing stopped, Moore showed no obvious signs of discomfort. Vann cried as the employee announced the execution could start. She clutched a prayer bracelet with a cross. Sitting beside her was a spiritual advisor, his hands on his knees and his palms up. Vann clutched a prayer bracelet with a cross. Two members of the victim's family were also present, along with solicitor Barry Barnett, who was on the prosecution team that convicted Moore. They all watched stoically. They say three jurors who condemned Moore to death in 2001, including one who wrote Friday, sent letters asking McMaster to change his sentence to life without parole. That's very interesting that even a juror would come forward asking for that. Not something I've heard a ton of, especially when they were part of the process to convict the man in the first place. Normally, they're very stout about their decision making. But hey, 1999 was the turn of the millennium. It was, 25 years ago. People change, ideas change, understanding changes, people grow, things happen. They said here, they all said Moore 59 was a changed man who loved God, doted on his new grandchildren the best he could, helped guards keep the peace, and mentored other prisoners after his addiction to drugs clouded his judgment and led to the shootout in which the clerk was killed, according to the clemency petition. They say he was not a danger to anyone, and the state eliminated a glowing example of reform and rehabilitation, according to the Justice 360 law firm, which represented Moore, and said in a statement. There's another view from the other side. This is the side where, where the inmate is tied down with a variety of different restraints. And there's that curtain that they open and close for different parts of it, like some sort of very sick puppet show. A protester, I like this. He says 1,602 executions since 1977 to present. And this older man now says, stop executions. That's very interesting. I wonder how long this man has been doing that. I wonder if he's been doing it since 1977, sitting out the front of the different executions. They say here, by killing Richard, the state also created more victims. Richard's children are now fatherless, and his grandchildren will have to grow up without their papa. Moore previously had 2 execution dates postponed as the state sorted through issues that created a 13-year pause in the death penalty, including companies' refusal to sell the state lethal injection drugs, a hurdle that was solved by passing a secrecy law. Moore is the second inmate executed in South Carolina since it resumed executions. 4 more are out of appeals, and the state appears ready to put them to death in 5-week intervals through the spring. So we've got another 5 to go just in this particular state of South Carolina. They're saying there are now 30 people on death row in the state. They're saying the governor said before the execution that he would carefully review everything sent by Moore's lawyers and, as is customary, wait until minutes before the execution started to announce his decision after hearing that all appeals were finished. This is a bit I don't really like about it. I don't like the whole yo-yo effect where it's all like some sort of game to everyone. Like, hey, let's bring them into the execution chamber. Let's like tie them down, and then we'll tell them whether it's like a game show. It's like some sort of uh very sick with real consequences game show. It's like, did your appeal go through? Did your clemency request go through? Find out 2 minutes before we start pumping the drugs into your body. We're going to wait for the bat phone to ring, and if it rings, you have been saved from execution. That's almost what it seems like. It's very awful. And Gail says, I looked every 10 minutes for a live, and this is the first time it came up. That's because YouTube is trying to keep me down. They're trying to keep me down, and the man is trying to crush my channel. That's what's that's not what's going on. I don't know why you didn't see it before then. They're saying prosecutors and Mahoney's relatives have not spoken publicly in the weeks leading up to the execution and did not speak after. In the past, family members have said they suffered deeply and wanted justice to be served. They say Moore's lawyers said his original attorneys did not analyze the crime scene carefully and left unchallenged prosecutors' contention that Moore, who came into the store unarmed, fired at a customer and that his intention from the start was a robbery. According to their account, the clerk pulled the gun on Moore after the two argued because he was 12 cents short for what he wanted to buy. Moore said he wrestled the gun from the clerk's hand, and then the clerk pulled a second weapon. Moore was shot in the arm and fired back, hitting the clerk in the chest. Moore then went behind the counter and stole about $1,400. No one else on South Carolina's death row started their crime unarmed, with no intention to kill, according to Moore's current attorneys. Interesting. Here they say John Osmond, a former prosecutor who was the director of the South Carolina Department of Corrections from 2003 to 2011, and added his voice to those seeking clemency, said Moore's case was not the worst of the worst kind of crime that would usually prompt a DP case. There are plenty of people who were not sentenced to death but committed much more heinous crimes, according to him, citing the example of, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name, but apparently he was given a life sentence after pleading guilty to killing 7 people, including a woman he R-worded and tortured for days. We all know who that is, Todd Kay. I can't remember how to pronounce his last name, but there's been like 50 documentaries done on him. They're saying lawyers for Moore, who is black, is that a point we have to make? Also said that his trial was not fair. There were no African Americans on the jury, even though 20% of the county residents were black. They're saying this execution underscores the flaws in South Carolina's death penalty system. Who is executed versus who is allowed to live out their lives in prison appears to be based on no more than chance, race, or status, and it is intolerable that our state meters out the ultimate punishment in such a haphazard way, according to Justice 360. Yeah, I could see that. I think there are a bunch of different problems with it. I find it very interesting that no governor in South Carolina has ever commuted a sentence to life in prison when someone is up for execution. That is very interesting. Hey, Legal Hunting, how are you? Legal Hunting says, thanks for covering this, Ping. You're always covering things All right. Well, I hope you can hear me. I'm blaming Trish. I'm blaming her that she had some sort of Ouija board and that she has cursed our StreamYard. She had cursed our StreamYard. I have never seen my microphone just die like that. It has never died like that. Like I've had to do this, and then you can turn it back on like that. I have never seen it just die out. It was plugged in. I went and checked it. I had to unplug everything and plug it back in. That yeah. I'm blaming Trish. Did she do I swear I didn't watch her Halloween show because I'm too scared. I don't really like the spooky things she does on Halloween. I always feel like she's gonna curse me for eternity. But I'm guessing that she messed with a Ouija board, and now our StreamYard is cursed. I swear, and now it's affecting my microphone. It must be. Ed is the haunted doll. Yeah, I've never seen my microphone just completely die out like that. Like I said, I've accidentally muted on that before, but it's never completely just died with no power. It had no power going to it. You saw me. I unplugged the entire thing, plugged it back in, didn't boot up. I had to go around to the back of the thing and pull out everything and then replug it in. She got a sock monkey named Ed. Has someone checked on her lately? Like, is she all right? What? What is Insightful One doing? She has a job to do. Stacy, you have to keep an eye on her. You can't be letting her buy haunted items. Like, I mean, what are you doing? All right, let's get back into it. I'm sorry about that. Maybe the microphone is dying. Some people have said that there's a bit of a crackle in it at times too. Either that or maybe we need a new cord. Maybe I need to buy a new. This runs on USB-C. Maybe I need to get a new USB cord for it. We'll see. The spirit of a small boy, she's been told. You know, this is a woman who bought a doll that she was told was from the 1900s that was made in China in 1980. You know this, yes? Yes. Okay. I hope you know this. They're looking for the ponytail. I'm not allowed to go on her show anymore around Halloween. I'm banned. I'm banned. I'm banned for giving away surprises. I'm not allowed to be on there anymore. Angela says Muffin and Rory play with the lead. No, they don't. No. They're not like that. I'm not sure why, but maybe the lead's got a break in it somewhere. That would probably make a lot of sense. All right. Let's go back to true crime. All right, I want to talk about this because so many of you contacted me about this because I'm probably going to say a name wrong because I call her Mika, but everyone's like, it's Micah. So, well, whatever. But her story is important either way. They're saying John Paul Miller house was raided by the FBI. From what I heard, he had left a couple of minutes beforehand and went to a Starbucks nearby just 2 minutes before the FBI showed up. How often does that happen? And they actually served him at the FBI and excluded him from returning to the property and actually, kept him, what's the word for it? Like, not arrested, but they contained him or whatever the word you want to use. They saying as feds raid the well, we're in South Carolina tonight, aren't we? As the feds raid South Carolina home of Pastor John Paul Miller of the Solid Rock Church. It's an interesting name for a church. Their investigation is yet another turn in the ongoing turmoil following his wife's S word. The massive operation began at the 45-year-old pastor's Myrtle Beach home on Friday morning at the behest of the federal government. Agents from the FBI were seen carrying items from the home well into the afternoon, including several boxes, a computer screen, and what appeared to be an external hard drive. What do you mean they took a computer screen? What exactly can you? We got all the information, sir. What did you get? We got a computer screen. We believe it has all the info. What do you mean computer screens don't keep information? Well, this one does. We're going to crack this case with a computer screen. Has all the documents. They've all been written on this screen. Are you sure, sir? Yes. We will turn it back on. It is like a typewriter, and we just rewind it, and we'll see all of it. They're saying the discovery was made on April 27, after which cops said the cause of death was S word. Claims, however, continue to swell that the minister drove her to the point where she was willing to leave this earth, basically to escape him. I believe it. I believe it. This guy is an absolute piece of work. I wouldn't piss in his ear if his brain was on fire. He's a complete. See you in the NT. And they're saying here, who is John Paul Miller? Nah, we don't need to know more about this mother effer. We all know it. This is the one that gets me. I hate this video. I wish I was there so I could punch him in the face, because I hate this video. It's so insensitive, all of it. And you wonder, everyone's like, oh my God, I wonder, really? He drove her to do it? Look at the crap he says in this video. I think we've all watched it. All right, we're going to watch it. It's 1 minute.
We're not going to do an altar call today. Instead, I'm going to have you stand up, and I'm going to make an announcement. And after the announcement, I'm going to ask that you leave church quietly and don't talk about the announcement here in the building, please, if you can. So y'all can stand to your feet. Before I make the announcement, I also want to say that my request to you is that you will continue to come to church and serve and give for the next, little bit. 'Cause I don't want to I'm taking a little bit of a break, and I don't want to have to worry about the church. My break may be a few days, a few weeks. I don't know. I got a call late last night. My wife has passed away. And yeah, it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina. And we're gonna have a funeral for her next Sunday here at 3 p.m. And so it's all I can. Yeah, I'm just kind of going on adrenaline right now. So y'all pray for me and my kids and everybody. And y'all knew that she wasn't well mentally, and that she needed her medicine that was hard to get to her. And so I'm sure there'll be more details to come, but just keep our family.
You're right. He's like, there'll be more details to come. Yeah, not about her, about you. Yeah, you guessed it. This guy is just a. Someone please just walk up to him and kick him in the nuts. Please do it for me. I can't get there, but I would do it if I could get there, but I can't get to Carolina. Someone in Carolina, if you see him, just kick him in the nuts for me. He deserves it. He's just an absolute, he's definitely a CU in the NT, definitely. It's a holidaying advertisement slogan, but describes him so well. Here, hold on. Sean says, who is the comedian you're going to go see? We're going to go see Nikki Glazer. Nikki Glazer. Pay for my flight. I'm sure we have a lot of South Carolinians. Is that a real word? I'm sure we have a lot of people from South Carolina who would be willing to do it for free. Hey, Glitter, how are you going, sweetheart? I hope you're going well. Hope you're feeling a lot better, my friend. Yeah, so they raided his house. I find that ultra interesting. We've already heard a lot about her death and the actions of him, more than enough, of John Paul Miller. But we have seen other cases in the past where while I'm trying to think of the way to word this without getting hit by the YouTube censors. While we've seen other cases that people have been who have died via, their own hand, we've also seen cases where people have been prosecuted and gone to jail because they drove them to that point, because they were the ones who pushed them over the edge. And I fully believe that John Paul Miller is instrumental in the death of of his ex-wife, or whatever word you want to use for her. They're saying here a total of 25 FBI agents took part in the so-called court-authorized law enforcement action. It's a good way of calling it a raid. Months after the Miller's 30-year-old bride was found dead at a North Carolina I was going to say a different word there. Was found dead at a North Carolina state park. They say the discovery was made on April 27, after which cops said the cause of death was S-word. And I've got some footage of his home being raided. I want to show it to you because why not? I love seeing people that deserve every inch of their belongings being gone through by law enforcement. He definitely deserves it. Yeah, it's a very short video, but you guys can see a little bit. There you go. Look at that strapping FBI agent carrying a bag. Does he really have a DeLorean? Does John Paul Miller really have a DeLorean? That's a DeLorean. I'm sure of it. Do you guys see that? That is definitely a DeLorean from like Back to the Future.
My heart sank.
My heart sank too. Who are
I
you?
don't even know them. I don't even know.
I don't know them
Richard, but
either. Who
my
are
heart
you?
is broken. Look what the government did to a human being.
Okay, who is this lady? Yes, I'm sad too about what the government did to human beings. Wait, who are you? I don't know who that is. She needs to go away from my screen. Yeah, they're saying here the FBI is conducting a court-authorized law enforcement activity at a home connected to John J.P. Miller. An FBI spokesperson confirmed to ABC 15. And there you go. You can see some photos of all the... They brought everyone. They're like, hey, we're going to go mess up this guy's home. Come with us. Have some fun. And they're like, sure, let's bring all the big trucks and let's bring all the undercover vehicles we can find. And they, you can see the street is packed. They brought 25 agents to go through his home. I know. What does that lady have to do with anything? Where'd she come from? Get off my screen, weird lady crying about the government. I don't know who you are. Yeah, so I don't know what exactly they're doing or what they're looking for, but anything that gets us closer to this piece of work being in jail would be all good by Ping. I would be very happy to see that. I don't like that photo. It gives, as the kids would say, it gives loving relationship, but there was no such thing here. All we have here is a groomer who groomed a young girl when she was much younger and then tried to marry her and control her. That's my reading of the situation anyway. Ah, okay, thanks. Oh, it was the story from earlier? I was like, where did she come from? A DeLorean. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Hold on, can we get a better look at that? Yeah, I see here JLR actually picked it up a few months ago that apparently he does own a DeLorean, and he had some blonde chick in the front seat. Hey, thanks JLR. I will can I pinch your photo? I'd appreciate it. That is not a great photo, JLR. But I'm going to pinch your photo, but I'll give you full credit. Good work. And I'll only take one. He's got a couple. If you want to see the rest of them, head to his Twitter. Oh, whatever you want to call it. X. Social media. I don't even know if these are JLR's photos, but I'm going to say sure. So apparently he does own a DeLorean. What a weirdo. Who owns a DeLorean? Like, what's the point? They're worth so much money, and there's like no spare parts for them, and they're very expensive. So he must be a fan of Back to the Future. Or think he's an 80s playboy that works on Wall Street. I'm not sure which one. So, no, apparently he does own a DeLorean. She wasn't even from the story earlier. I don't know who she is. It is embarrassing. I'd be embarrassed too to own a DeLorean. Money laundering? I don't know. They must know something though, because they don't come in blazing like that with no reason. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to waste the time of 25 agents to come out and talk to him and raid his home. There must be something they're looking into. Hold on. So let's go to News Nation. They put up an update like a few hours ago. They're saying FBI searching South Carolina home. They say friends and family have pointed the blame squarely at him for her death. Oh, there we go. More FBI people. They brought everyone. They just brought everyone. They're like, hey guys, what are you guys doing on Friday? Nothing? Oh, we're going to go down. You know this case that's been all in the news for like 9 months? Well, we're going to go down and annoy the guy that we all think did it. Hey, come with us. Bring everyone. Bring all the people. How many people? Just everyone from our office. Just bring everyone. That's like 25 people. Sure, just bring everyone. We'll have a barbecue. It'll be fun. We'll have a pizza party at Pizza Hut afterwards. We'll all get soft serve ice cream after. It'll be great. They're saying the FBI confirmed to News Nation on Friday that it's conducting the court-authorized law enforcement activity, whatever that means. They're saying the agency did not give any information on why the search was being conducted. They're also saying local affiliate WBTW reported multiple law enforcement vehicles and around 25 agents at the home. He was not at home when the warrant was served. He was actually at Starbucks, apparently. They're saying her Micah Miller's death was officially ruled a S word, but friends and family have suggested otherwise and pointed to what they say is a history of abuse by John Paul Miller against his wife. Miller was found dead of a gunshot injury in Lumber River National Park in North Carolina. After her death was ruled an S word, other theories spread online based on information about the couple's marriage, including a 911 call days before her death, where Miller said she was scared for her life after finding a GPS tracker on her car. It wasn't only that, I think it was also her sister, where she had gone to go hide at her sister's property, and then he was making threats about going up there with a firearm, and he's like, I don't care, I want to speak to my wife, and, my name is Rambo, and, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'll have all these different guns, and I'll take you all on. And then they were like, don't come up here with a firearm, we're going to call the cops. And he's like, call the cops. And, it was a really weird exchange in a text message. The couple were estranged while Miller was seeking a divorce from her husband, and her family has said, based on her statements in journals, that she was a victim of abuse and coercive control by her husband. They're saying John Paul Miller had served as a pastor at Solid Rock Church but was released after his wife's death. He has denied all reports of abuse and said he was trying to get help for his estranged wife, with who he said was mentally ill. Yeah, you told your whole congregation that she took medication and was sick in the head. I don't think she's the one who was sick in the head, mate. I think it was you. Who tells 100 people that come to your church all of your dirty laundry when she dies? Like, what kind of normal thing is that? Like, who does this? Who goes to the thing and goes like, Aunt Janie died and we all go to the funeral, and then, her husband stands up in front of the crowd and goes, she was a real whore, used to sleep around, she caught like a really nasty STD, never got it treated, and she died from it, but she had a real drinking problem too. That's what made her so, that's what made her sleep around a lot. She had a real drinking problem. Like who says this? No, like, this is the most random crap to ever. Like, you don't say that. You just say, oh, my lovely wife, who I was having a separation from, she died tragically, but I feel terrible. I may need some time off. You say some beautiful words about her, not that she was mentally ill and needed medication. That's not what you say. I hate that video of him. Like, it's just so disgusting. He is a nasty, horrible manipulator. You know, the one that got me was that shortly after her death or shortly before, he was dating some woman that looked very much like her. Hey, by the way, thanks, Nick, for being a member for 3 months. I'm so happy to be here. 4 a.m. and I'm awake. Thank you. And Mr. Danny Mitchell gifted one Knights of Ping membership. Without Danny has maybe funded the entire membership base. He maybe has. He's stopped raising giant dogs, and now he's trying to raise giant memberships with the channel. I appreciate it, Danny. Hey, Penguin. Penguin says, I hope he can be charged for the harm he has done, but I'm not sure how the law will do that. Well, they did it with the case of that girl that pushed that guy to you know, do the S word. They were able to get her. I'm sure if they can somehow find some background of abuse and pushing her away and annoying her and that kind of stuff, that she felt like she had no other option, then they could probably charge him. The wife knew all of his dirty, dirty secrets. I would say yes. Yeah, he's definitely I don't know what the word to use, but yeah, she looks just like I mean, they are almost, they could be, if you told me they were related and that was her sister, I'd believe you. I'd believe you. They don't look too much different. Oh, can we find that photo? I wonder if I can find it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah, pretty easy to find. There you go. So that's her. That's Mika on this side, and this is the new woman, right? Someone's going to yell at me and say, "Ping, it's the other way around." But no, I'm pretty sure that's the correct way. But that was the new woman at the time. Apparently, he's seeing a blonde now. Watch him run. Well, he's been detained. He ain't be running nowhere. They do have very similar. I mean, their bone structure and that in their face is not quite the same, but they just have a similar. They have a similar vibe. Like, you know how people say, "Oh my god, that guy has a type," or "That woman has a type." Yeah, like that. Is that the last wife? I can't remember which photo it is, but he definitely has a type. Very similar women. Yeah, they detained him, right? Pretty sure they detained him at the Starbucks. Let's have a look. Here, I'll show you. I'm just trying to find here, reported that it was just in Grant's home. Yeah, here, they're saying Young said that John Paul had left the residence just 2 minutes prior to FBI agents arriving, and they found and served him at a Starbucks. They said he was not allowed to go into the house while they were there, and he is in their custody for questioning. So he is definitely being detained. I don't know if he's been released by now, but he was put into their custody at some point. April says, I'm late, but I'll watch from the beginning later. This guy is really something. 100%. I'm just sitting here waiting for the day that we can all go to court. I fully believe that at a minimum, he caused her to undertake the actions that she did, at a minimum. If there's more than that, I would not be surprised either. Sorry, just double checking my lights on. Yeah, I just know that there's more here that we don't know about. And there's some great creators. Hold on. So there's a few guys that I've been watching. I don't think I have them on I don't have them on my list. There's a couple of really good creators on TikTok who do like little short videos on this. Not saying all of it's good. TikTok is a bit, but there is a couple of good people that are putting some good little segments together. If I can find them, I'll put them in the comments. Glitter says, I sure hope this man didn't think he was going to throw God's name around the way he did, then not have to pay for it. He'll pay for it. The wheels of justice turn slowly, but eventually they snare everyone. Everyone who deserves it eventually gets caught up in the long arm of the law. Just everyone chill out. They'll get him. Gayla says the next one was from his church. Her disabled husband was found at the bottom of their pool. Does he know Lori Vallow? Did he go to church with Lori Vallow? They seem to know a lot of the same tricks of getting rid of significant others. Did Lori Vallow go to this church before she met Chad? Glitter is forever said, especially since he has a passport and ties overseas. HIS already probably has flags on him because he is involved in a federal investigation, meaning while it may not be public, if he books a ticket or heads anywhere near a port of exit of the United States, a flag is going to go up. A FBI or HIS officer is going to get an alert, and the first thing they're going to do is they're going to go to whatever judge is on call. They're going to put in a phone call, and they're going to be like, hey, we have a suspect in a case who's trying to get to a port of exit, and we need a detainer or an arrest warrant, like whatever. We just need to hold him for like, what? Then the judge will go like, well, how long do you need to hold him for? They're like, I don't know. We just don't want him to leave the country. I don't know, like 3 days. Give us 3 days. They're like, what evidence do you have? And they're like, this, and this. Like we can fax it to you if we can find the fax machine. And they'll probably get an arrest warrant for it. So that's sort of how that works. Well, you all may not know, he has probably been pinged within the system that if he gets anywhere near an airport to leave overseas, they will know about it. And how do we know this? Well, this happened in a few cases recently. This happened in the Little Dirk case. Little Dirk tried to flee the country and a HIS alert went out and they got an arrest warrant for him. So it happened in the Diddy case too. It happened in a few others. Now, these are all rappers, but it happens quite frequently. They'll put an alert on your name. Angela says, I can't remember if they said it was an accident or if they said he did it to himself. Does it matter? He ain't here no more. All right, hold on a sec. All right, there we go. All right, let's get out of this topic. I'm happy to see someone like this have their life turned upside down, be annoyed as much as the FBI can annoy them. It brings Ping great pleasure to see it happen. All right, let me get out of this, and this. By the way, that documentary did come out on Friday. Here it is right here. And you might be like, Ping, how are you watching this while we're live on air? How are you doing that when you're not on a VPN? Well, I can't tell you how I do my magic tricks, but now see, it went video unavailable. But I can't tell you how I do these magic tricks. But I can tell you that the video is out on Channel 4 documentaries, and it says, I went undercover as a drunk woman in Magaluf, untold Channel 4 documentary. So we spoke about that yesterday. I did watch it. I watched it last night, and I thought it was very insightful, especially from a male point of view, because I just I mean, I just don't know what that would be like. Like, I don't sit in the street and women come up to me and like, "Hey, let's take advantage of him." Like, that just doesn't happen outside of rap music videos and teenage boys' wild dreams. Um, it does, but the guys in this particular documentary were so brazen, so slimy. Like, the way they treated the girls was really gross. And one of the things that they display in the documentary is they show how these men were working in packs, almost like hyena, to pick off one. Like when in the Serengeti. Let's be like David Attenborough in the Serengeti. Like the small child animal or the baby animal breaks away from the pack. And then the hyena get them and they kill it and they eat it. Very similar in this situation too. That anytime one of these women actually moved away from the pack of people, it they were preyed on. They were preyed on. Like there was packs of guys, and they were like, "Hey, look at that girl there. She looks pretty drunk. You could probably f her if you go up and talk to her." And they were picking them off, like one at a time, and it happened. It wasn't one time; it was multiple times that they did it, and they brought different girls. So there's a girl who did the documentary. Her name's Ellie, but they brought other women with them, so it didn't look like they were contrived. So they weren't like setting it up just for her. They did multiple women, and they spoke to women, young women, who were partying in the location and asked for their experience. And one of the things that was really gross, and I told Mrs. Ping this last night, I was telling them that the girls were reporting that in the club that they don't wear miniskirts anymore when they go clubbing, because the guys were getting too adventurous with their hands without even talking to them or whatever, or any approval or any kind of consent. The guys were just sticking their hands straight up their skirts, like in the front. And the girls are like, "We don't wear miniskirts anymore because of it." They were like, we wear long dresses, like down to our knees, even lower. And we don't feel free to dress the way we want to dress because these guys are just all up our asses and it's just ridiculous. They even had one story in this documentary. A girl was dancing at the nightclub and she had a crocheted dress on. And she said the guy was so close to her, didn't know him, had never talked to him. His belt buckle got caught up in her crocheted dress. And he wouldn't undo it because he thought it was hilarious that her dress was getting caught up in his belt buckle. And he kept making like lewd jokes about it. Anyway, she had to like contort herself like halfway around her body to try and undo the belt buckle from her own crocheted dress. And yeah, just the stories out of there are horrific. And to see it firsthand was really shocking. It makes you think, like, I go, wow, Ping, were you like that when you were younger? And I was like, I don't think so. I don't think I ever spoke to women like that. And I don't think I ever treated women like that. But it's really concerning that there are men out there that treat women that way and are quite okay with coercing women into, whatever, knowing that they're completely blasted. Glitter says, well, one of these days, those guys are going to get a little too adventurous, stick their hand up somebody's skirt, and it's not going to be a female. Maybe. Maybe. Glitter says it's not okay to treat anybody that way. No, it was really not nice to see. And the one thing she was saying is that she goes, well, she was sober, pretending to be drunk. So she was pretending to be very like, what? Like that type of thing. And she said that even for her being sober, it was very like confusing because the guys would sort of like talk to you and then another guy would appear and start talking to you. And then another guy would appear out of nowhere and start talking to you and that one disappeared. And she goes, you don't know like how many guys are there. And this is like alone on a dark beach at night. And there's all these men around. And she's like, I can't imagine, like, she goes, it's hard enough when I was sober. Yet alone, imagine doing this after you've had about 10 different cocktails and you find yourself on the beach in Magaluf trying to keep your wits about you, and all these men are trying to talk to you. Anyway, they find out after they leave the camera rolling that all these men know each other, and they're all sort of working as sort of like a gang, and they're trying to take advantage of drunk girls. Now you'll be like, well, Ping, that's a story as old as time. Men taking advantage of women, drunk girls. It's a story that dates back to the Stone Age. And I'll be like, yes, that is true, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be that way. I can't imagine being in that situation as a female myself, being like, I can't go sit on a beach in case someone wants to R-word me because I've got a short dress on and I'm really hot. I mean, shouldn't we just be allowing women to do what they want to do? I don't get it. And I made me feel very uncomfortable watching that documentary. Rachel said, it's very scary. Women need to be careful and stick together if they go out anywhere. That is true. Well, that's one of the things they were talking about. They were saying that a lot of the girls that go to this place don't leave friends behind because they know what happens. And two, they have a safe word that should a girl start feeling really uncomfortable, like talking to a guy or a guy is trying to lead her away, they can either text a word or say a word that only the girl group knows to be able to I don't know, get them to get the guy away or get them to safety or whatever. And apparently this is like normal activity. This is just what they do now. They need to have a 25-point plan to go on holidays. Not a 25-point plan to have fun, a 25-point plan to stay safe. So pretty crazy. Give it a watch. I think it's worth it. Very disturbing. Disturbing to see these men treat women like this. It's one thing to like women and to want to, do whatever with a lot of women. That's fine, as long as it's consensual and you're kind and she's into it, whatever. But picking on drunk women and trying to confuse them and take advantage of them when they're in that state, that's not okay. Rachel said it's very scary when, yeah, I agree. Anyway, give it a watch. Do we have the link? I don't know if we have the link anymore. Where's my code? No, not that one. YouTube, you're not being my friend tonight. All right, here. So this is the YouTube video link. It'll only work if you're in the UK. This link will only work if you're in the UK. But I can tell you how to make it work. Ping can tell you how to make it work. Now, if you're on a computer, download something like One-Click VPN. It's free. Don't have to pay anything, and it'll work for this video. It'll also work, that same add-on. It'll work for the link directly from Channel 4 that I posted on the Nights with Ping Facebook page. So if you download something like that or you have your own VPN, set it to the UK and you'll be able to watch it. There you go. So very interesting. Ellie Flynn, she does an interesting documentary in my opinion. Yeah, one of the guys says to her, he's like, "You are my last chance. Do you want to kiss a little bit?" And she tells him no, and then he tries to kiss her. Like, she told you no. Doesn't that mean no? Yeah, very, very weird. Oh, what's this? Oh, we like this when this happens. Hey, let's watch this for a second. What is this? Oh my god, look. They call this the Taxman. It's a giant shark. Oh my god. It's a giant shark in the water. Oh my god, he's hiding in the kelp. Look at this. He's like, please, shark, don't eat me. I'm just a tiny human. There's a massive shark. He would definitely eat you. That thing was as big as a Volvo. Ugh. I don't want to. Bloody sharks. Anyway, we can't watch that. It looks like he's from a YouTube channel called Dad in a Barrel. Check it out on his channel, Dad in a Barrel, if you want to watch the full video of him swimming with the shark. He's an Aussie, support Aussie creators, I guess. But that is a massive. I don't want. That's why I don't go swimming out here. We're surrounded by water. We're also surrounded by giant sharks. I'm not joking. They're massive here. Like you saw that one in that video. It's huge. Yeah, that shark is saying, "Get in my belly." That shark was huge. He's sitting there with his tiny little like, I don't know what that is, like some sort of little stick, and he's like, "Please don't come near me, giant shark with razor blade teeth. Go over there." It didn't look like it was in hunting mode anyway. Those great whites. So that was a great white. They change in their behavior when they want to attack someone. That thing was just cruising around. They don't get to attack you. And when they want to attack, their body language is different, and the way they swim is not that kind of glidey like this, where you could see it was swimming sort of like that. They get real fast, their hunting mode is completely different to that. So I guess he was probably most likely safe, but you would still need a new pair of underwear if that thing came anywhere near you. All right, let's head back to Melbourne. So we all love a good rideshare, apparently. Yeah. Rideshare driver allegedly caught performing a sex act with 2 female passengers in the car. A young Aussie has claimed she woke up halfway through a rideshare trip to discover her driver was allegedly performing a sex act in the car. Kayela Nasalio, 20, and 2 of her friends ordered a DD home from a nightclub. What the hell is a DD? Like an Uber, I guess. From a nightclub on King Street in Melbourne about 7:15 a.m. on Sunday. At one point in the 40-minute trip, her friend spotted what the driver was allegedly doing and started recording from the back seat. However, she didn't wake her friend for fear that they would be kicked out of the car. They said the driver was touching himself while looking at me. Absolutely disgusting. It's terrible. It's wrong in so many ways. I would have hit him. I honestly would have kicked him out of his own car. Go to hell. I honestly wish him the worst. I don't think I could ever forgive him. I'll never be getting a DD again. Detectives from Victoria's Sexual Crime Squad arrested the driver on Friday. And the reason I bring this up is because, hold on, I have to turn the camera off for a second. Hey, Mrs. Ping, do you remember we had that driver for years that was like that? You remember that? And that driver did the same thing, right? He was touching his dick, yeah? He was touching his dick. He was creepy. Yeah. Yeah, he ended up getting arrested. Yeah, he got arrested for sex crimes like a year later or something. All right, I can turn the camera back on now. So the same thing happened to Mrs. Ping many years ago. And we had this driver at our old place where we used to live. And every time I called the cab, he would show up. I'm not kidding. Doesn't matter if it was 4 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We could dial a cab and he would turn up. It was the most bizarre, weird thing. I'm like, where does this guy live? Does he live in my street? Like, what the hell? Anyway, I would always sit in the front and I would put Mrs. Ping in the back. So if anything was to happen, I could just beat the crap out of him. And I could get to him before he'd ever get to her. But yeah, a few times he was definitely touching his pineapple. And we reported it to the cab company once, and then he stopped turning up. But I read in the paper a few years later that he actually got done for SAing 2 different girls he was driving home, and actually followed them inside their homes and R-worded them. So he's in jail now. Yeah, I actually saw him in the paper like 2 years later or something, and he'd been arrested. I know. So these girls that happened, I can't believe I'm still hearing the same stories about cab drivers. Far out. Stop being creeps. Stop being creeps. What do you think a girl's gonna be like? Oh yeah, look at that tiny dick. Let me have some of that. They're saying here apparently the company DD or Die or whatever the hell they call it. Die sounds about right. It should go Die. DD Die reportedly suspended the driver as they conduct internal investigations of the report. What is a report? Who's typing these articles? It's a report, you knob. Before moving to ban him from the platform. A spokesperson said the driver had been reported to Safe Transport Victoria. That'll do so much. That'll do so much. A report will land on someone's desk in about 9 weeks' time. They're saying here the behavior demonstrated was inappropriate and contrary to the values and standards of the platform. Inappropriate. Inappropriate's like if the driver farted while there was a customer in the car. It's not whipping your dick out and playing with it. That's something different. That's a crime. It's not inappropriate, it's a crime. They're saying it comes amid growing calls for security cameras to be mandated in rideshare cabins. However, there is no legal requirement for drivers to do so. Although they should, then they can make their own sex tapes of themselves, apparently. They can turn into the male Kardashian of the cab world and share their tapes online. Carolina, how are you, Carla? Heard on the radio an attorney trying to get people to join a class action against Uber drivers. Glitter says, man, not appropriate. It's a crime. That's right. It is a crime. Yeah, so we're having a lot of disturbing stories going around. Let's see, does this play anything?
The DD driver was touching himself while looking at me.
20-year-old Ms. Nasalio was next to him in the passenger seat, asleep and oblivious.
Absolutely disgusting. It's terrible. It's wrong in so many ways.
The evidence came from her only awake friend on the back seat, who filmed it but didn't intervene as they made their way to Mickleham.
That guy is definitely doing something. Bro, either you need to go to the doctor and you need to get some like fungal cream or something because your balls are so itchy that you can't stop touching yourself down there, or you need to just stay arrested because obviously you can't stop touching your own dick. So you probably shouldn't be a cab driver. Although I can suggest a profession for you. I hear male prostitutes are big in numbers and they need more of them. So maybe that's a line of work, not cab driver. Girls want to feel safe. Maybe prostitute no good either because you can't seem to respect women either. So I don't know what your future holds, sir, but it's not in any interactions with the opposite sex. I don't think so. I don't know what you should do, but it's not anything around females. Glitter says, I'm not laughing, it's a situation. I'm laughing at Ping. His sarcasm just really kills me. And Mrs. Ping will tell you, you try living with him. You try living with him and the way he talks. All right, let's keep going. So I feel very, very sad for Kayella. And I'm glad she was asleep for most of it and her friend got a video. If he is in charge, you should upload that video everywhere, uncensored, with his full name plastered across it. And yeah. Oh, ultra sarcastic too. Yeah, me too. But only on Thursdays. All right. Let's go. It's interesting. I was waiting all week for an update to our Jamie Bush story and no update. So I don't know where Jamie Bush is, but I don't know. That's so weird. She was supposed to be in court earlier this week. And she did get the grand jury indictment. Yeah, I'm very confused. I'm very confused. Ping is very confused about that. Okay. All right, let's head out to, what is this? WNDU.
I want to get some breaking news just into our newsroom, Matt. A Benton Harbor man was arraigned today on charges of open murder and first-degree home invasion. The victim in the case is his mother. This is related to that homicide near Sister Lakes we told you about yesterday, that investigation. Now we know there's an arrest and charges in relation to this. 23-year-old Aiden White is being held on $2 million cash bond. Again, the victim in this case is his mother. White was arrested by police yesterday after officers were called to a home in the Sister Lakes area on a report of a breaking and entering in progress. 55-year-old Gloria White was found unresponsive. She later died from her injuries. Again, her son, this one right here, Aiden White, has been charged in connection to this. We will continue to follow this story, but this is, again, quite the development where
You've never heard of a open murder charge? It's quite common. They're saying a Benton Harbor man is facing charges after being accused of killing his mother during a reported break-in on Thursday morning in the Sister Lakes area, according to WOOD TV, Wood TV. 23-year-old Aiden White has been charged with open murder for the death of his mother, 55-year-old Gloria. He's also been charged with first-degree home invasion. Deputies from Van Buren County Sheriff's Office were called about 5:15 a.m. Thursday to a home in Keeler Township. When they arrived, they said they found Gloria White unresponsive. First responders attempted life-saving measures, but she ultimately died from her injuries. According to reporting partners, the Herald Palladium, Gloria White was an elementary art teacher at elementary schools in the area. The district says members of its crisis response team are on hand to support her students. Aiden White was found nearby and taken into custody. He's being held on a $2 million bond after killing his own mother and breaking into her property. Bizarre. Killing his own mom. Let's see if we can find anything from WWMT, maybe? I want to know more about this guy. Let's go to Fox 17 online. No? All right. All right, these ABC 57. You know what's scary is it happened Halloween morning. What the hell? How do you pronounce this? Dowagiac teacher murdered by son Halloween morning. Here's the son from Van Buren County Jail. There's his photo. They're saying uniform response was dispatched to a break-and-enter in progress in Keeler Township. The caller advised dispatchers her son was breaking in and gave dispatchers his name prior to him gaining entry. While numerous agencies were en route, he gained entry and took her life. He was taken into custody shortly after. Law enforcement arrived on scene and set up a perimeter in the neighborhood. I would ask that you keep the family in your prayers as well as everyone involved with the call. He was arraigned Friday in the 7th East District Court in Paw Paw on a charge of open murder and first-degree home invasion, and they set his bond at $2 million. There's more to that story that we don't know. Like, why was the son trying to break into his mom's home? And why on Halloween morning? There's something else here that we're not being told. Yeah, let's go to a different link. Yeah, they're saying a man has been charged for allegedly killing his mother. He's on $2 million cash surety. Around 5:15 a.m. Thursday, deputies, it's almost like he planned it to be on Halloween. Deputies with the Van Buren County Sheriff's Office were sent to a home on Apple Lane near M 152 in the Sister Lakes area of Keeler Township for a breaking and entering in progress. Yeah, that's not too much information other than that. But here's the property here. There's the property for you. Drugs? Yeah, he looks so young. Maybe she said no for once. I could see that. April says, so many children, hard to explain to them. I know. A drug or alcohol problem? Maybe she like booted him out of the house? Maybe. Hey, Patty L. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. It is. It's an open murder charge, which means I think that they can decide later due to evidence or something like that. It just means like they're being held on murder. Basically like suspicion of murder that other counties use. Yeah, this is brutal. Let me look up 55-year-old Gloria White. Can we get a photo of Gloria? That would be nice. I don't think that's his mum. There is a sort of a photo of his mum. I'm going to steal it from Crime Online. Thanks, Crime Online. This is his mum there. It's not a great photo, but there's his mum. And there's him. So the elementary school actually put out a statement. They say, dear parents, this is a letter sent to parents. It says, dear parents, we have some very sad news to share with you as a school community. As you may have already heard, elementary teacher Gloria White died earlier this morning at her home. At this time, we do not have further details to share with you, as we are still gathering information from emergency response teams. We would encourage you to have a discussion with your students and help dispel any rumors out of respect for Gloria and her family. Members of the crisis response team are available to provide support for our students as they feel the need to do so. The team will be available in all buildings, and our teachers will be putting forth a tremendous effort in the coming days and weeks to support our students. As we work through grief and treasured memories of our beloved art teacher, let's stand together and surround her classroom and building staff members with love and support. Thank you again for taking the time to remember family members and friends in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you for your continued dedication to our students and district and family during this difficult time. If you have questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact the building principal or me. Sincerely, Greg Blomgren, Superintendent. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate that heartfelt letter. Obviously, he's been a problem child. Definitely remind you of the Sandy Hook shooter a little bit. I just want to know why Halloween? Why Halloween? She looks like Mark Bowden. That's a little bit. All right, give me 1 second, ladies and gents. All right, here we go. We have an update. Hey, Yuda, how are you? We have an update in our fugitive case. He looks like Chad Doerman. Yeah, a little bit. We have an update in our fugitive case in South Carolina has been big tonight. He has been cited in Chapin. So they're saying the search continues for Nicholas Wayne Hamlet, who is actively wanted for murder. The last confirmed sighting was in Chapin, South Carolina on Thursday night. He is believed to be armed and dangerous according to authorities. And they're saying at 7:15 p.m. this evening, they issued a release saying the suspect in this case has not been apprehended. There is no definitive information that has been developed as to whether he is still in the Chapin area or not. So they are seeing him out there. And if you don't remember what this is about, this guy called in a 911 call pretending that he had fallen after a bear had chased him off a cliff. Instead, that's not what happened, but he killed someone and left them at the bottom of a cliff with his ID that he had stolen. That's not his real name. And his real name is Nicholas Wayne Hamlet. So it's a very twisted story. Wanted out of another county for parole violation, now wanted for murder out of South Carolina, and the feds are looking for him. It's a good old-fashioned manhunt, and everyone's looking for him.
A murder suspect remains on the loose today, and police say he was last seen in Chapin, South Carolina, outside of Columbia. 45-year-old Nicholas Hamlet is believed to be armed and dangerous. He's accused of killing a man in Monroe County, Tennessee, and reported his death as a bear attack on a 911 call. Hamlet is also wanted for a parole violation in Alabama. If you see someone matching Hamlet's description, do not approach and call 911 immediately.
Chapin. All right, Chapin. Yeah, so they are still looking for him, although sightings are coming in, and he's still relatively in the area. Let's have a look. Chapin. Not Chapin. Chapin. That's how she said it. Let's have a look. Where is that? And where is that in relation to? So there's the area where they saw him in. Where was he last? So there's Columbia. Wait, where was he last seen in? Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like he's getting closer to Columbus. Yeah, where was he? Where did they report that? I'm trying to find where that original call came in from. Oh, the Cherrahala Skyway in Teleco Plains. Charles Hall Bridge area. Okay. South Carolina. So where is he? Oh, this is really pushing my my geography. Hold on. All right. I don't know if is this correct? I don't know if this is correct. Let me check my other map that you guys are on. So right there. No, that's oh yeah, that's right. Okay. So Charles Hall Bridge is up here. So he's somehow made it all the way through Asheville, where they had those terrible floods, all the way through there, about 5 hours away, down here near Chapin, near the school, I guess, is what the information that I'm seeing. But they can't confirm he's still in that area, but he's made it quite a distance. How is he traveling this amount of? It's 250 miles away from the murder location. 200, about 4 hours, 4.5 hours away. How is he getting out there? Glitter says ping your geography is better than most Americans. Yeah, I want to know how he got there. Does he have a vehicle? And if he's got a vehicle, how come they don't know what vehicle it is? Yeah, it's near the Capitol, right. Yeah, this is weird. I don't understand how he made it into this area at all. He wouldn't be hitchhiking, and you can't walk it. There's no way you could walk this in the amount of time we've had. and he can't walk along main roads because people would see him and be like, "Hey, there's a guy that looks like the murder guy, and he's on the interstate." So he must be traveling in private vehicle. And if he's down in town, how would he get here? I reckon he has to have stolen a car. And there's that Charles Hall Bridge area. This is where they found him. This is where they found that victim. Around, it's not quite around here. It's on that Chelohala Sky Bridge or whatever. And I can't find it right now. But it's on the border of, Tennessee. But it was up here, up in this area, where they found that murder victim. So they put out that warning again that whoever is helping him will be charged. He must be, he must have help. I agree. I definitely think he has help with someone. Yeah, they're not going to keep putting out that warning for no reason. So I do believe that someone is helping him. Here, if you don't remember this, I'm going to replay their little update from, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, that was October 30. Yes, the day before.
So first and foremost, I want to thank everyone for coming out today. My name is Stephen Hatchett. I'm the District Attorney General for the 10th Judicial District, which covers Bradley, McMinn, Monroe, Polk County. The purpose of this press conference is very straightforward. We intend to find and bring to justice the gentleman on that reward poster, Nicholas Wayne Hamlet. Now, first, Mr. Hamlet is entitled to due process. He is presumed innocent, and we intend to get him into court, and we intend to have that due process be applied, and we intend to see that justice gets done in this case. There will be some questions that the media may have that will not get answered. That's simply the nature of these kind of cases. But what we do ask, and the main reason for doing this, is to ask for the media's help, to ask for the public's help in finding Mr. Hamlet. We do consider Mr. Hamlet to be dangerous, and we certainly are going to expend every resource available to see that he is taken into custody and brought into a court of law. The people that you see up here, you're going to hear from some of them, have worked a massive amount of time on this case. They have spent a tremendous amount of effort, and it is a testament to our law enforcement community, the amount of resources that have been expended to bring Mr. Hamlet to justice. As you hear from these gentlemen, please keep in mind what I said. There will be some questions that simply cannot be answered. We're not trying to be rude. We're not trying to withhold information, but this is a very serious matter. These are very serious charges, and it is a very serious situation. So we are asking, we are imploring the public to help us find Nicholas Wayne Hamlet. I'm going to turn it over to Sheriff Jones. He is going to go through some of the facts with you, but again, if there are questions that he cannot answer, if you see me step up and say, Sheriff, you can't answer that, we're not trying to hide anything. We just need this man brought into custody. We need him brought into court. We need him tried, and everything we do is directed to that purpose. So I'm going to turn it over to Sheriff Tommy Jones.
Again, I'd like to echo what the general says. We appreciate you taking time to come for this press release. We are needing your assistance, the public's assistance, in the location of Mr. Hamlet. How this began was on Friday, October 18th, 2024, at around 11:34 p.m. Monroe County E911 Center received a transfer call from Polk County 911. In reference to a distressed hiker claiming to be Mr. Brandon Andrade. He advised the dispatch that he had fallen off of a cliff while being ran by a bear. The distressed caller claimed that he was injured and was partly in the water. The call had been pinged in the area of the Charles Hall Bridge on the Terre Haute Skyway to Elko Plains. A deceased male was located with the identification of Mr. Brandon Christopher Andrade on the person. The detectives of Monroe County Sheriff's Office, Criminal Investigation Division, and Violent Crime Task Force reviewed the scene and after further investigation determined that the deceased subject was not Brandon Andrade and that the identification had been stolen and used in multiple other occasions.
All right, these guys are the slowest talkers ever, but it's interesting to hear the update. Yeah, it's weird because the only offense he had before that was his parole violation. Like, why would you kill a man for that? It's a little strange. Hopefully they seem like they're narrowing down the search area, and at least now they have a better idea of where he might be. All right. So apparently they put out a new update today out of the FBI as well. It's a very short update. I'm going to play it here.
Good afternoon. I'm Joe Carrico. I'm the special agent in charge of the FBI for the state of Tennessee. And we understand the concern that this case has raised, and we want the public to know that we're working closely with our local, state, and federal partners to ensure safety in our communities. Our teams remain dedicated to using every tool and resource at our disposal to support this investigation, and we thank the public for their support and vigilance and cooperation. It is crucial that we have this information as we move forward in this case. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Nicholas Wayne Hamlet, contact the Sheriff's Office, your 911 number, or call 1-800-CALL-FBI immediately and provide that information. And let me speak directly to Mr. Hamlet himself. Nick, let's end this peacefully. Turn yourself in, have your day in court. The long arm of the law has a long and huge reach, and we will find you, no matter where you hide. The deputies and investigators here now know their county well. The TBI agents know their state well. The FBI and the Marshal Service know the country well and have reach across the world, so there's nowhere to hide. So please take this opportunity to turn yourself in and have your day in court.
All right. Hopefully we get an update out of that tomorrow. Will we? I don't know. We'll have to find out. Let's see. That was from FBI Nashville office. I think that was their last update. Yeah, I don't see any new, like, latest. Just people are being asked to stay vigilant and keep an eye out for him because he is around, and yeah, they're trying to find him. Okay, there was one other person I wanted to look up. Hold on. Was it Charlene Hobbs? So, we spoke about a missing woman in the UK the other day. They're saying that the police have been spotted searching for her again in Woodland in the UK. They're saying Moreland Park in Wales? I'm guessing, no, in Cardiff. Is Cardiff in Wales? Where's Utah? Tell us. They're saying here, police officers investigating the disappearance of Charlene Hobbs, who was last seen in July, have been searching Woodland in Cardiff. They're saying a team of officers were seen entering an area of trees at Moreland Park in Splot. That's an interesting name for a town. Just before 4 p.m. on Thursday, the 35-year-old from Riverside in Cardiff was last seen 10:30 a.m. Friday, July 19 at Cardiff Bay Retail Park. On Sunday, officers said a 45-year-old man from Adamsdown who who had previously been arrested in connection with the investigation, was being questioned at the Cardiff Bay police station. Police confirmed on Monday that that man has been bailed pending further investigation. Haha. Didn't I tell you that was probably what was going to happen? Unfortunately, this happens quite frequently in UK cases. They will pull someone in for questioning, and if that person doesn't crack and they can't get the evidence they want, they have to bail them. And I can tell you, I was watching a documentary last night, a documentary that came out a couple of months ago, actually, and I downloaded it, forgot about it, and then I went back and watched it last night. But it was called Merseyside Detectives, The Murders of Ashley and Olivia. Really, really, really good documentary out of the UK. If you haven't seen it, I would watch it. It's about a murder of a woman and a little girl. Both of them, like the endings, you would never believe why they happened. They are really, yeah, I know. That's why I said. That's why I was like, "Where's Judah? Where is she? She can tell us." That's why I was saying, can you tell us? Yeah, it is Wales. Can you tell us anything about the area? Like, this is your area. Do you know about this particular case? Is it really big in the area or anything, if you can tell me? Her name is Charlene Hobbs. No, the town is called Splot. Here, I'll put it here for people asking about the spelling of that weird town. Here. That's how you spell a town. And yeah, Riverside in Cardiff. She was last seen in July. That's the last time anyone saw her. Here's a photo of her. And now they're searching Woodlands, trying to find her remains. Really, really brutal. Yeah, it was really odd. They put out a call over the last week saying, "Oh, if you're out there, Charlene, call us." But I don't think she's alive. Nashville? I don't know. Sure, I like Nashville. I'm not sure what we're referring to, but sure. I agree, April. Your daughters now live in Neath or Swansea, and they heard of the case. Yeah, this is a weird one. I don't know anything about the guy they brought in. They haven't released his name, unfortunately. But yeah, missing since July. They are looking for her, and now they are searching woodland areas around Moreland Park. There you go. You can see these cops. They look like they're going to do a line search. See how they got these little, they're almost like walking sticks in their hand. These are sort of like to move stuff aside and poke at things and, so they don't have to use their hands, and sort of like to scrape away different vegetation and stuff like that. And Yuda says, I don't think so either. Not alive. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think unfortunately she has been murdered, and I think police know full well that she has been murdered. I think they know well and truly that someone is responsible for her death. People don't just disappear for 6 months and don't make contact. And yeah. I think she had plans. Apparently she had plans with family members for like the coming days after she went missing. She was supposed to meet up with people and never did. She had birthdays that she was supposed to go to and didn't turn up to. Apparently birthdays she hasn't missed in her entire life, and that she just never showed up. So, I don't like this statement. This statement from Detective Chief Inspector Matt Powell says, "We are keeping an open mind as to Charlene's movements and whereabouts, but we remain very concerned for her well-being. Any information, no matter how insignificant you may think it is, you could help us find her, so please contact us." I don't like this. We are keeping an open mind. Who are they trying to bait with that particular statement? I feel like they're trying to bait someone. The other statement almost made it seem like they thought she was alive. Now, this particular statement says to me they're trying to bait the perpetrator into saying something, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're trying to, they keep saying they've got an open mind as to what happened to Charlene. And something tells me that they're trying to lull someone into a false sense of, oh, it's just an accident. Just come talk to us and tell us all about the accident that happened. Like, cops don't use wording for no reason. They do it for very, very particular reasons. And I want to know why they keep saying open mind. Is there some bit of intel that they have that tells them that there might have been like a fight, or was it not like it wasn't premeditated to make him the perpetrator relax? We call splo to make it sound better. I don't know if that makes it sound too much better. That sounds like something that happens when you're like, oh, I dated this guy last night and he splode all over me. Yeah. It doesn't make it sound any better. All right. Let me see if I can find anything about Charlene. Let me highlight that. All right. Let's see what else we got. Hold on, ladies and gents. One second. All right, even I needed a break after that joke. I was just laughing like a drain. No, actually, I had my I started getting like my ears popping, like, and I had my what's this stuff called? Flonase. It's the allergy thing. Because I started getting really congested in my ears and my nose. All right. What else can we find about Miss Charlene? She's a property manager at Hodges Werribee. I don't think she is. I don't think she's in Australia. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Hi there, I'm Charlene Hobbs. I don't know if you are. Business development. No, I don't think you're the Charlene Hobbs we're looking for. I think we're looking for a different one. Let's see what else we can find. Apparently to the Carmarthenshire News Online. I could never live there because I can't pronounce the town name. What do they say? Search continues for her. They got a lot of ads. Bro, you need to sort out the ads on your stupid website. This is ridiculous. Why have you got 3 different like business card sized ads for Gomer Williams? What is this? Supporting a community with accessible and fresh thinking legal experts. All right, bloody lawyers. And Finch Accountancy Limited. Self-assessment tax returns. Okay. You can go away too. And a solar and heating company in South Wales. Congratulations. Tune into our podcast now. What kind of podcast do you have? Is it based on heating and cooling? Yeah, so we got this really hard case yesterday. We headed to his place and, you know, they hadn't updated their heating and cooling since 1920. So we went there, we had to rip it all out and put in brand new heating and cooling. It was a $20,000 job. 4 guys, it took us 5 days. That's not the podcast I ever want to listen to. I don't think it's not something I'm interested in. Heating and cooling. Here. What, the town name? Oh, it's Carmarthenshire. I don't even know how to pronounce that. And I'm English. Like I'm 50% English. Yeah. Carmarthenshire? Is that how you shorten it? I don't know. Bloody English towns. They're as bad as our ones down here. I like the Splot town now much better. Well, look, they're saying that they are still looking for her. I thought this case, you know how Nicola Bulley just blew up in a couple of weeks? This woman's been missing for half a year, and everyone's like, "Oh, who's Charlene? Who's Charlene Hobbs?" Like, no one outside of the area really knows who she is. It's ridiculous. Yeah, let's go to Sky News. Charlene Hobbs, new police appeal to find woman missing for over 3 months. They're saying Charlene Hobbs from the Riverside. Yeah, we know that. I want to know more about this 45-year-old man from the Adamsdown area of the Welsh capital. Was arrested in connection with the investigation, but has been bailed pending further inquiries. That's interesting. That's not the same guy, but apparently Cardiff has some problems. Check this out. I was searching for Charlene and this popped up. Man in court after essay of girl 11. They say a 31-year-old man has appeared in court accused of 2 essay crimes involving young girls. Alexander Dale of Adamsdown, Cardiff, is accused of essaying an 11-year-old girl as she walked her dog on the 25th of October. He also faces a separate charge of inciting a child to engage in sexual activity following an incident involving a 15-year-old girl on a bus between Barry and Cardiff on the 23rd of October. He entered a no plea at the Cardiff Magistrates Court hearing and will appear at Cardiff Crown Court on the 29th of November following a full psychiatric assessment. Mr. Dale was denied bail due to the seriousness of the allegations and was remanded in custody until the Crown Court pre-trial preparation hearing next month. So he attacked a girl walking her dog on the 25th of October, and 2 days before that, he got a 15-year-old girl to, I don't know what he got her to do, but something on the bus involving sexual activity that he persuaded her to do, even though she's a child. Glad he's off the street. That makes it even harder to pronounce. Carmarthenshire? I don't want to live there anymore. It's got a hard name to pronounce. We need a shorted word for it. Let's call it Karma. Yeah, that's it. Where are you off to? I'm off to Karma. What's there? Murderers, people that sexually assault children, apparently, a missing woman. You know, all the great things in life. All right, let me find out. Wow, it's really sad to see her case just get such little attention for real. There's a few different posts about her, but not really much. Her family must be going in circles. They're saying man 45 arrested in desperate search for this missing woman. Yeah, it is a desperate search. Yeah, no real new information on her. That's very sad. All right, I take you to Texas on our last story of the night because I want to show you this. Let's finish with criminals who do dumb things. That should be a weekly show that I do on this channel. Criminals who do stupid stuff. They say acrobatic Texas fugitive front flips over a fence before epic takedown. They say his name is Teron Haddon, was running from police when he did a front flip over a fence before being arrested. Let's see, can we get a like there they are. Run. Let's see, can we get a video of it? Yeah.
We're turning to this very dangerous chase that we just showed you just a minute ago. This was on 35 westbound, northbound, approaching Flower Mound. They just got off I-35. Very dangerous. This dark car that you see there, the police cars are following it, had been going from lane to lane and came very close to colliding with some other cars. Sean Rabb is with us. Sean, what else can you tell us about this chase?
So we know that the car, according to information, is stolen outside, we believe, of Dallas-Fort Worth. It's from some other place in the state. Might be a Nissan Versa, and it's moving at a high rate of speed. at this time. You see there are several squad cars behind it, helicopter above it, and this could be very dangerous today on a Friday afternoon. It's moving at a good doors open and especially on that car. The second officer is the one who actually calls the chase so that other officers on the radio
Crossing
hears
into
what's
the other
happening.
lane right there, Sean.
Yes, he's on the opposite side. Well, he's come to a stop.
All right.
He's come to a stop. He's come to a stop. Doors open, and there he goes. It's a foot race. He's over the
Jumping over the
fence.
fence.
He's over the fence. Did you see that?
Yeah, we did. And
But
we
hey,
got a vehicle in pursuit
yeah, they're
right
gonna
there
cut him off
for
at
the
the path.
takedown. Yes.
And he's going to give it up. Hands up. He's going to drop to his knees here quickly, and he's going to lay it down. And they're going to help him lay down.
They're gonna help him lay down. They're gonna. I don't know if that was helping him lay down, but they definitely shoved him into the ground. What was that? Let's check this out. Hold on. Can we play this again? I hate these videos. Hold on. Let's go back.
Over the fence, doors open,
Watch when he jumps over the fence. Something flies out of his pocket. I don't know if it's drugs, a gun, a mobile. I don't know. But watch just before he gets over that fence. He throws something from his pocket.
Other officers on the radio
Crossing
hears
into
what's
the other
happening.
lane right there, Sean.
Yes, he's on the opposite side. Well, he's come to a stop.
All right.
He's come to a stop. He's come to a stop. Doors open, and there he goes. It's a foot race. He's over the
Jumping over the
fence.
fence.
He's over the fence. Did you see that?
Yeah, we did. And
But
we
hey,
got a vehicle in pursuit
yeah, they're
right
gonna cut
there
him off
for
at
the
the path.
takedown. Yes.
And he's going to give it up. Hands up. He's going to drop to his knees here quickly, and he's going to.
All his buddies are going to make fun of him. What is this? What kind of running was this? Why are we running with our hands in the air like this? Are we doing a dance while we're running? Like, what is this? Like, why was he running like that? And where did the police car come from? Police car's like, a fence? All right, sure, let's drive through it. But he threw something. I don't know what it was. They don't explain. Yeah, let's go back. Where did that car come from? There's a fence right there. Did the car just drive over it? I love that. He's like, I'm Superman. And then, yeah, they did. They drove through the fence. You can see it in the bottom corner. Yeah, let's go. They actually drive through that chain link fence. They just mowed it over. There it goes, straight through the fence. Some farmer's going to be real mad that all their cattle is going to get out in the morning. Real mad. Yeah, he threw something. It was small and black. I don't know what it was. If it was a car key, a mobile, or a cell phone. I'm not sure. Drugs, a gun, a taser. Who knows? Could have even been a Tamagotchi. It could have been. Who knows? He did sound like Dr. Phil. He's like, he very much helped them to lie down. I was like, I don't know if he was helping him lie down, but I definitely think they shoved his face into the thing. They were not gentle. That's not help. They were just like, get on the ground, bush. They were just like, yeah, they were just beating him up already. They're like, we might not have much time. We have a camera on us. You know, just hit him once, real hard. Teach him that you don't run from the cops. Gladys says a Tamagotchi. It may have been a Tamagotchi. May have been. Dr. Phil's second job? You mean his only job now? Isn't he retired now? Didn't he get kicked off his network or whatever? Off the Oprah network? I can't remember. I know he got fired from his original show. All right. Hey, Lisa. How are you, my friend? It's good to see you. Yeah, it was weird. The other day you left a message saying, I didn't realize you were on at the same time as Trish. We weren't on at the same time as Trish. We were on 2 hours earlier. I was like, what is she talking about? We were on 2 hours before Trish was. So we often go now at about 11:30 in the morning, and we go to about 1:30 in the afternoon for your time. So, and we don't do a late show anymore, except if it's a weekend. I forgot to tell you that on the weekends, there probably still would be late shows. Yeah, because I'm not, I'm here. So we can do the late shows on the weekend only now. You used to look after your kids' Tamagotchis while they're in school? You're a good mom. You're a good mom. I said you're a good mom. I didn't say you're a smart mom. I said you're a good mom. I would have just killed them and said, "Oh my God, look, they died." That means we have to literally bury them in the backyard. That's the rules of Tamagotchi. Once they die, we have to take the battery out and bury them in the backyard in tiny little caskets, made out of cardboard. That way, they live in the ground forever, and they'll be reincarnated into another Tamagotchi for a different child. Don't you want another child to have a Tamagotchi? You do? That's right. So let's bury them in the backyard together. Uh, I had a comment from someone last week, and I can't remember, but someone said, "Ping, you missed your calling as a late night TV comedy writer." And I was like, there's maybe a point. Maybe I should have become a comedy writer for one of those late night comedians. They're like, "You would have got paid millions because your jokes are better than theirs." And I was like, yeah, maybe. Instead, I'm on YouTube. I'm here. I'm here with you guys making fun of true crime. All right. I think that's about it. What time is it? I didn't even check the time. Oh my God. It's like 5 p.m. down here. We've been on for about 2 hours. So I better let you guys go. I don't know what time it is for you. On Sunday, you guys go back an hour, right? So hold on. So it's 2 a.m. for the East Coast right now. If you go back an hour, how does that work? Math. Someone needs to put me in that like meme with all the, the woman with all the math signs and the pluses and the minuses, the triangles and the algebra and the, the different finding the radius and stuff. So if they go back an hour, it'd be 1 a.m. now. Okay. So if Trish would get off at 10, if Trish gets off at like 11:30 midnight, wow, she'd really only get off around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, that's going to make a very late show. 11:13 Pacific time. You guys are just before midnight in the Pacific time zone? Why go back an hour? So if my show at 11:30 is 8:30, and does that mean I can start at 12:30? No, that won't work. No, well, we'll figure it out. Does that mean I can start at 12:30 and go to 2:30? And that Trish will jump on at 2:30, which would be 10:30? And then Trish would go from 2:30 to 4:30. Wow, it's going to be a late. Yeah, guys, the late shows had to die. They had to die for the summer. I'm sorry. They had to go to true crime heaven for a little while. The time zone just kills it anyway. They'll come back for the winter. Yeah, so we normally go at 8:30. So it would be 7:30 if I stuck to the 11:30 a.m. That's way too early. Ain't no one going to show up at 7:30. And that conflicts with my friend, I think. I think that might conflict with my friend, Excited Utterance, who goes on, I think she goes on about 8:30 Eastern. Yes, she does. She goes on at 8:30 Eastern, and I don't want to compete with her show. So we'll still go on. We'll figure it out, but I don't want to compete with my friend Excited Utterance and her show because she's a very nice lady. And I don't want to compete with Trish either because she's my friend and I don't want to do that to her. Because I would obviously win. Everyone would come watch me. You mean no one would watch you, Ping, and everyone would go watch her? Is that what you meant to say? Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, it's not for good. It's just a hiatus, probably until we head to the mushroom trial next year. That's probably the next time we'll have daily late shows. And with the time zone changes over summer, it's too late. It's way too late. So if Trish was getting off at 4:30, I would be jumping on around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It just doesn't work. It wouldn't work during the summer. Not with the time zone changes, unfortunately. Yeah, the mushroom trial is going to be great. I can't wait to do it. It's going to be amazing. Super expensive, but amazing. And I just can't wait to see Erin Patterson in person. I want to look into her eyes when she tells her testimony of what's going on. So I really want to be in the courtroom the day that she gives her, if she takes a stand or not. But I want to hear it from her. What is her point of view of how all this happened and why did it happen? I need to see it from her in person. Because I don't know, we've not heard very much from her. About the only thing we've heard from Erin in person is that video of her talking absolute crap and fake crying outside of her home. Other than that, and one statement she released to the media, we haven't heard anything. Retire says we just need to end daylight savings. That's right. I don't like daylight savings either. I love you both too. Where's your daughter? Say hi to her for me. Maria says, when is the murder trial again? It'll be April. It's April next year. April 2025. We are heading to trial for Erin Patterson. So I cannot wait for that. I'm so excited. And then in December, we're heading to Tasmania, and we will be doing some live shows from Tasmania. I think we're going to turn on the live show. This time we figured it out. We now know how to turn on the live stream outside of the home. We tested it. Like I said, we tested it the other week. Now we know how to do it. So we have an hour to an hour and a half long drive from the airport to our accommodation. So you're going to hang out with me in the car while we drive throughout Tasmania for an hour and a half. And then I'm going to show you some of Tasmania too. Yes, we're going to trial. We're going to trial. So we're going to go to the Erin Patterson trial next year. Here. There you go. Erin Patterson, Leon Gather. So, yeah. So we're heading up. We're heading to Latrobe Valley. I think it's in the Magistrates Court. Not too far. I think it's in Morwell. So we're heading to Morwell in April next year. I just don't know if they're holding it in the Latrobe Valley Court or they're using a different venue. I'm not sure yet. I would have thought they'd use the Latrobe Valley Courthouse, but still trying to work it out. So Sean says hi. Hi, Sean. Good to see you. Thanks for letting me mispronounce your name often. Patty says Erin Patterson is in jail. She's been in jail a long time. Over a year now, or just about over a year. She got arrested last October. This time last year. So she's already been in jail for 12 months. That's longer than some sentences for other crimes. She's just been sitting in jail, hanging around, not going to trial, making it difficult on the prosecution and her defense. They could have gone to trial already this year in Melbourne. They could have had a 3-week trial in Melbourne in July, August, September, October, or November, and already be out of trial and had a verdict handed down by the end of 2024. Except no, she wants to go to court in the country in Latrobe Valley. So she's going back to Latrobe Valley. They had no court dates until April next year. And yeah, that's why the trial is so far away, because she wanted to go to trial in the country near where the crimes took place. Why? I have no idea. What does she think she's going to get out of it? She can sit there without her mushrooms. Do you know, apparently they found mushrooms growing within the prison fences, and they locked down the entire prison because they were so afraid of what Aaron Patterson might do until they could remove him. Orwell, it's Morwell with an M. It's pretty far away. It is pretty far away. So I live in the city. I live in Melbourne City. So Morwell is here. So I can't zoom out too far because it's probably going to show where I live, and I don't want that to happen. But oh, it's not showing it today. Sometimes it shows a little blue dot where I live, and I'm like, please don't do that. But there's Melbourne. You can see on the far left there, and there's Morwell. So she's wanting to come all the way out here. It's about 2-hour drive from Melbourne. And she wants to go to court down here. If we can find the Latrobe Valley Magistrate. Where is it? I know it's here somewhere. I don't know. It's somewhere down here. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, so I'll show you why. So this is Morwell here. Down here, if I can find it, is Leongatha. This is where the crimes took place. Leongatha. So she wants to go to trial up here. And it's still like about an hour away. It doesn't really make any sense to me either. So Leongatha is about a 50-minute drive from Morwell. And Morwell is about a 2-hour drive from Melbourne. So I'm not sure what advantage she thinks she's going to get by having it in Morwell. So the people they pull for jury duty are going to be from this surrounding area. They're not going to be from Leongatha necessarily. So I'm so at a loss to explain to you why she wants to have it out here. I don't get it. Does she think country people are going to side with her about her, hey, we love to pick things in the country and we live off the land, so yeah, sure, we'll find you not guilty of murder? I don't get it, but she's now taken Sarah Boone's place. Well, we're going to be live at the courthouse from the trial, so it'll be very interesting. My sister lived in Morwell, and it's scary. A lot of our family comes from Morwell. We have some family members that live up there still. Maria says maybe she went to high school near the other location. Yeah, but so what? What, do you think all your school friends still live there after 35 years? It's a bit odd. Yeah, so because I can never get to any of the trials in the USA, so I often miss out on viewers because it's not like I can go to the Delphi trial. It's not like I can be like JLR and head to like every bloody crime scene south of the Mississippi. I can't do it because I live down here in Australia. So, but this is the one I can own all you bloody YouTubers and head to trial next year because it's not too far away from me. And it's going to be an amazing trial. It really is. It's going to be probably one of the biggest trials in Australia. Maybe the world. We just need to find you a really rich supporter. Yeah. I don't think we need that. We just need people to support the channel normally. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. We'll get there. It's just we're trying to work out how to get out there, how to get back. How much time off do we need? Do we have to go here? Do we have to stay there a little bit longer? Are we going to go home every day? Are we going to stay out there like every 2 days and come home? It's a bit of a juggling act. You picked a lot of chanterelle mushrooms. Yeah, but in Europe, they grow everywhere, especially in the UK and a lot of like Western Europe. They grow everywhere. No, we shouldn't have to board the cats. No, we are boarding the cats for Tasmania though. For Tasmania, because we're going for 5 days, they can't stay here on their own. So we are boarding them in a cat hotel, which is going to cost Ping about $450. So, but they are staying in a cat hotel. I know people who have family in Morwell. Are you threatening me? Are you saying you know gangsters in Morwell? All right. All right. Thank you, Glitter. I appreciate it. That's a deal. You lived in Irvines? Isn't that where Ramsey's from? Chef Ramsey. By the way, if you love Kitchen Nightmares, put your hair up if you love Kitchen Nightmares. Did you know that Kitchen Nightmares is currently filming another season? Unfortunately, not in the UK. It's the best one. Is in the UK. But they are filming another USA season of Kitchen Nightmares right now. They were filming in New Orleans, I think, a couple of weeks ago. They had a filming permit for New Orleans. They were filming at 2 different restaurants in the area. So keep an eye out for that next year, probably after the Super Bowl for the NFL. They are doing another season of Kitchen Nightmares. Yeah, I like that one, the Hotel Nightmares and 24 Hours to Hell and Back. That was a good one too. And if you haven't seen it, watch the UK Kitchen Nightmares, the one where he goes to Spain and he does kitchens in Spain. Very, very interesting. I love those old UK cooking shows. They're the best. There's nothing like them, especially the ones with Ramsey. They just don't. You can't compete with them. There's even the USA ones are nowhere near as good. Those old Kitchen Nightmares from like the mid 2000s. They're so good. Love it. Yeah, gangsters look out. Yeah, motel car. Yes. You want to come with me? We'll see. I'll hang out with you if you come there though. Lisa says gangsters look out. Yeah. All right. Hey, we're just talking about you. I was just talking about you about the time change, like on Monday for us, that the time in the US is going to move forward again. So like your show's going to move up quite late in the morning, right? So you're going to be up at like, so you used to be on at like 7:30. So we're going to be on like 9:30 a.m. now. 9:30 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. Did someone notify you that we're talking about you? Well, no. We're just saying that I said I didn't want to move my show so far back that it ran into yours. So I was trying to juggle what I'm going to do because I have to somehow fit it between your show and Trisha's show. And I was like, I don't want to run into either of your shows. You know all? All right. Yeah. Who told her? Who told on us? Who dobbed? Someone dobbed. Someone was a snitch. You see little Dirk, you see what happens when snitches, tell on you. All right, we better get out of here. It's like 5:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Hey, I love you all. I will be back tomorrow night. For another show. Probably probably the same time. We'll be on late again. So come hang out with me in the late hours. And then we'll be back for Sunday Nights with Ping on Monday because there's no NFL for the 49ers on Monday. An extra hour of sleep. Yeah. You get up way too early. Do you find that you get more people from the East Coast though going on that early? Because it's interesting, when I go on early, I find I get more people from the East Coast, and when I jump on after lunchtime, it's primarily either people who can't sleep on the East Coast or it's a whole heap of people from Pacific time zone or Central. Just interesting little tidbit. Yeah, bye guys. Have fun. I will. I got some noodles. I got satay noodles that I want to go eat. I'm hungry. Patty L says, love you, Ping. Have a wonderful day, night. You too. I'll be back tomorrow. Hey, remember, just don't get so much caught up in what's going on right now. No matter who here, this is Ping's speech on what's going on in the next few days. No matter what happens in the next few days, no matter who wins the election, right? That's only one part of your job as a citizen. The other part of your job as a citizen that votes as an adult is to keep them honest, is to rally against, them being stupid. So just remember that. Doesn't matter who wins. You got to use your citizen voice, your civil voice to keep them honest. Okay? Keep them honest, keep them funding good projects and stuff like that. That's your second part of your civic duty as a citizen, is to keep them honest. So at the end of the day, as far as Ping is concerned, all politicians are crooks and they're all just there to get money. Some of them are there to change the world, maybe a little bit, but they're all there to further their own agenda. That's all I think. So keep them honest. Vote who you think keeps your, moral and what you think will help your community and stuff like that. Keep your life and money in your pocket, and we can all come back here again the next night and talk true crime. I don't care who you vote for. All right? Love you all. Good night. I figured as much due to the time zone. Bye. See you later. That's exactly right. Because we have crap politicians. All right. Bye. Bye-bye. Oh, by the way, I did update the ending video, but because StreamYard's broken, it plays the old one and I can't remove it. So I had a few emails. People were like, you didn't add my name. And I'm like, I know I did add your name. But as soon as I click this button, it automatically plays it. I can't play the new one I've uploaded. It won't let me change it. So we'll figure it out, and I'll get Trish to email StreamYard, okay? Bye. Bye-bye. Thanks, Excited Utterance. It's good to see you. I caught some of your streams on Boon, and I thought you did a great job. Bye-bye.